All right. So we have reached the climax of the case or between Shylock and Antonio. Now, it seemed to us as if Shylock is on the verge of winning the case and Antonio is about to lose his life. But then the tables get turned thanks to the presence of mind and intelligence of Portia. Yes, and then the time when Shylock just asks for his principal. At that moment, it is seen that Shylock will not even get the principal. Yes, and Shylock can't even go back home unaccused because he has a series of accusations against him. And now, quite like a lawyer, this is what Portia does. She goes on naming the cases that can be that Shylock can be accused of. So she says, Tarry Jew, the law hath yet another hold on you. And I told you the word hold means accusation. It is enacted in the laws of Venice if it be proven against an alien that by direct or by indirect attempts, he seeks the life of any citizen, the party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods. That is Antonio. Yes, Antonio will seize, will confiscate one half of Shylock's goods. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state. The other half comes to the state treasury of Venice. And the offender's life, that is, Shylock's life, lies in the mercy of the Duke only. In other words, the Duke alone can pardon Shylock's life against all other voice, in which predicament, in which danger, I say thou standest. Today, Shylock, you are in that danger. Your property can be confiscated by the state and divided between the state and Antonio, and your life is also in danger. The Duke alone can pardon you. Okay. For it appears by manifest proceeding that indirectly and directly too thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant. Look at the legal words, defendant. And the defendant here is Antonio. Earlier we had the word party. Party is not eating, drinking party, but a party in law means the two sides. Yes, and defendant is in this case Shylock. Sorry, is Antonio. And thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. And I had told you about this repeatedly, many times. Remember, Portia asked Shylock to have mercy and to bring a surgeon, otherwise, Antonio might die. Yes? Okay. Down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke. Therefore, kneel down and beg the Duke to show you mercy. And then this is what Gratiano says. Remember, Gratiano has no mercy for anyone, especially for Shylock. He says, Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord. A cord is a rope. Therefore, thou must be hanged at the state's charge. Charge means expense. So Shylock, now kneel down and ask the Duke to give you some money to buy a rope to hang yourself, because now, Shylock, you're bankrupt. Okay, now, then the Duke says, That thou shalt see the difference in our spirit. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio's, the other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive into a fine. Now, this scene is very important from the examination point of view. Now, what does the Duke say? He says that you will now see, Shylock, the difference between you and me. Even before you ask me for forgiveness, I forgive you. Yes, remember, Shylock never answered positively to any of the pleas of mercy which were made to him repeatedly. But the Duke is not like that. the Duke will pardon the life of Shylock even before Shylock asks for it. And then about the property, he says, your property will be confiscated and the state of Venice gets one half and Antonio gets another half. Now, the state of Venice confiscates half of Shylock's property. That half can be reduced to a mere fine if Shylock says sorry. The word humbleness means apology. Now, Portia says, I for the state, not for Antonio. That is only for the state. But Antonio will still get his share. That means even if you say sorry to Antonio, Antonio cannot pardon you from giving half of his property to him. In other words, one half of your property has to be given to Antonio. Now, Shylock says, nay, no, take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the prop that sustained my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live. Take my life also. I have no willingness to live because you are taking away all my property. You are taking away my support. What is the point of my living? Remember, a few minutes back, Antonio had also told us the same thing, that it's always seen that a poor man in his wretched misery goes on living. Thank God, I'm a bankrupt, but I don't have to live. And now Shylock quite echoes the similar thoughts, and he says, take away my life also. Yes. Now, Portia says, what mercy can you render him, Antonio? At that, Gratiano speaks for Antonio and says, a halter gratis. Nothing else, for God's sake. At the most, Antonio, give him a rope to hang himself. Then Antonio says, so please, my lord, the Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods, I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his debt unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. So, as the state has exempted Shylock from giving away the entire property to the state coffer, to the state treasury, similarly, I am also waiving off a certain percentage, and not exactly a percentage. What is Antonio saying is that I will hold his property on trust, provided, before he says provided, and give it away to his son-in-law, the gentleman who lately stole his daughter, is Lorenzo. Two things provided, but I am ready to do that, provided he does two things. What are they? That for this favor, learn these, he presently become a Christian. He becomes a Christian. He gives up his own religion. He abjures his own religion, Judaism, and he becomes a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter. And I am ready to do that, provided he does two things. A, become a Christian. B, make a will saying that after he dies, all his property goes to his daughter Jessica and his son-in-law Lorenzo. If he does that, yes, then I am ready to hold his property in trust, not take it totally, and hand it over to his son-in-law Lorenzo. With that, we end here. We continue in another video.